Exodiac 85X presents Team at
Hello and welcome. You guys are probably curious on the title. The MMD community is horrible. I'm not attacking any specific person. It's stuff that I've read online and stuff that I've learned about. They attack each other and accuse each other. And a lot of this is done on DeviantArt. How, oh, you stole my models, and it's just back and forth, and oh my gosh. So I wanted to share some stuff that I read. And one thing I do want to say is, if you consider yourself an MMD artist, yeah, that doesn't exist. You can make something in Blender and import it to MMD, but don't call yourself a professional MMD artist saying you're putting money on the table by doing so. You can probably get yourself in a lot of trouble because the real owners of that work, who work in Blender and make them and other similar software, would probably sue you because it's their work. Unless they're using models from something else themselves. If it's something they created themselves, you can probably see a lawsuit there for trying to make money off someone else's work. And I don't even know how much permission any of these people, since it's based on a specific character, even have the right to make money. If it's their own character they made that's not based on a specific character, then they have the right to make the money as they want. But since most MMD is based on Miku style characters, that, yeah, there's probably some copyright in there. But anyways, I want to share some stuff that I read on the web, and I thought you guys should know what I found. So here's something I found on DeviantArt. Why is MMD here so toxic? Before we get into this, before I read, I'm going to let you guys know it's not just DeviantArt. Even on YouTube and other platforms, you're going to see a lot of this. For instance, on YouTube, you'll see in some of the communities, if you read, on one specific person, I'm not going to put out a name out there, had said that their friend was no longer a friend. The friend they had was no longer a friend because they copied their idea. Is that what you do to your friends? We're not friends because you copied my idea? Well, let me give you some advice there. Everyone's going to have a similar idea. It doesn't matter. Everyone's copying one person or the other and their style because there's nothing new under the sun. We can kind of try to make things as new as possible, but it's always going to be similar to something else in the world. Unless they stole your property and used that as theirs, I wouldn't get mad at your friend for that. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started, and I'm going to start reading this. And also, before, one other thing I wanted to add, that also sounds like something a kid would say, "She copied me," like little kids would say. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, so let's just continue on. Okay, so this is what one person said. Mad respect for Tenzin X. Okay. This person says, "I'm new here and don't understand all the fuss. Everyone seems to treat MMD as a job, blood, sweat, and tears. It's supposed to be fun and creative in a sharing environment." Well, he is kind of right about that. MMD should never be a job because, legit, you can't create stuff inside of MMD. You can use stuff that's already made, assets that exist. You cannot create bones using MMD. I've looked this up on the web. I've already looked into it. You need something like Blender or similar software to make models. You do not make them in MMD. All that gets done with software similar to Blender. Basically Blender. But yeah. But I'm going to go ahead and we're going to continue reading this. So he is right about this. And it's supposed to be creative in a sharing environment. But there are some people where their work is protected, But like people that create stuff themselves out of Blender and they want to keep it as theirs. They just want to share it. That's fine, But that's not the case. It has to do with MMD. So anyways, let's continue reading. People now skirt the founders' concepts looking for financial gain by charging credits, YouTube views, or even real money. It's a free game. Actually, guys, it's not a game, it's a software. He's kind of wrong about that, but so far he's doing good. It's a free game. No one at Pixar or ILM, will give you a job based on your MMD portfolio. The number of times someone gave you credit, or how many friends you have on Twitter that you have deemed worthy enough to allow to download your new texture model, whatever. Okay, he is right about this part up here. They won't give you a job because of your MMD portfolio. You know, if you create stuff, let's just say you create scenes and stuff using models that are already created. That's what MMD does. You take stuff already made and you make stuff out of it. Like you make videos and whatnot, which is what a lot of people do on YouTube. But yeah, they're not going to hire you because that's like saying, see, they're not going to hire you. And Hollywood don't even recognize YouTubers as fame at all. That's the problem with PewDiePie is going through. Is they'll knock him because they don't want to recognize him as famous, even though he is. He's famous on YouTube, and everyone legit knows about PewDiePie, or at least most people, you know, at least on the earth today, have heard of PewDiePie at some point or another. There are some people that have been living under a rock, maybe, but I'm not gonna bag on those people. They have their reasons for why they don't know about him, and that's fine. But the thing is, wanting to get hired at a job like, you know, Pixar, like you said, or ILM, or, you know, let's just say, I'll even say places like Hollywood or even Disney or wherever you guys want to, you know, work. Using this is not going to help you at all. Not going to help you. I'm telling you that now. This, don't treat it like it's a professional platform. It's not. It does make, you know, some pretty cool stuff and scenes, which is what I consider it. You know, different than Gacha Life, you know, stuff like that. But, you know, it's 3D kind of thing. You can make 3D, cool little 3D scenes, but it's definitely not professional. It's fun to dabble with for people, but anyways, I'm going to go down to the last part. Okay, so we're going to continue now. An aberrant emotional indicator is this instance having people credit me or note me for a download, which shows a constant need for reassurance. Okay. It does sound kind of right. You know, maybe reassurance, but there's probably other things. I mean, MMD will not make you a professional artist. That is true. But let's scroll down. The rules mean nothing. The same people that endlessly try to enforce rules see no harm using copyrighted product logos and or designs in their models. Okay, one thing I wanted to say, because I did read this. They use a lot of copyright material. MMD videos are legit riding the line of getting themselves copyright strike. They use a lot of music. They don't make their own music. They use a lot of music. The majority of them do not create their own music. They use actual songs, which they don't get permission from. You can actually get copyright strike from that. And this is a lot of the reasons why they can't make money. Because for one, MMD, the stuff does not belong to them in MMD. They're using a software that it's just holding the materials that are placed in there. It's not something you could really use to get your videos monetized. Will not happen. I heard from someone before. I'm not going to put out that person's name, but I'm just going to say this person told me is against TOS to try to get monetized with MMD. They said that nobody could get monetized on MMD videos. I don't know how far that goes, if it's because the assets they're using would be considered like copyright infringement, and or the music maybe. I'm thinking it's a little bit of both. I would think because they're using copyright music and also models that do not belong to them. Okay, here we go. They add rules specifically worded to limit the creativity of anyone using their design from improving on it with threats of legal and physical consequences. Guys, most of them, you cannot make stuff in MMD. You can customize, you can edit it. You cannot create it from scratch. So anyone doing this and trying to push this, I see this on a lot of videos. Those people don't, I'm going to say maybe 5% of MMD users even know how to use Blender. Most of those people don't even know that games use bones in 3D to make a model move. A lot of people just play a game and they don't realize behind it, there's actually bones in a game, a certain amount of bones which create movements. And a lot of people think it's just the graphics moving up and down. They don't realize that, yes, there's actual bones involved. It's not like bones in our body, but there's created bones on the model that allow it to point to a movement. So like if you're moving your hand or fingers, whatever, you can create, what you do is you'll see all the bones, and then what happens is the model skin will go over that. And so that way you could see the move, it can show the movement much better. It'll, what is that called? It'll match the movement to how it needs to move. There you go. That's what I was looking for. If not, your finger would be going through your hand and a lot of crazy stuff. Like it wouldn't work out and your character would be like a walking rubber band. It would just, but anyways, let's go ahead and keep reading. I don't want to keep you guys, I don't want to hold you guys up. But anyways, it says, there is no end to selfishness, rampant narcissism, and what is this? Grandiosity here. Pretty sure I pronounced that right. But anyways, yeah, something about that. Selfishness. I can say a lot of them are selfish and they will unfriend someone because, oh, you didn't do this, or you used, you copied my idea because, okay, well, you passed me up, so I should be angry because someone is better at work and could rework something. They don't own that model either, so I'm not trying to justify it. I mean, you don't steal someone's work, but obviously anything in MMD that's already there, anyone can use. If it's stuff you created yourself in Blender and you created all that, then that's fine. Yes, it is your work. But selfishness, guys, you copied my idea. We're no longer friends. No, they just want to be, you know why they don't want to be friends? You understand why they don't want to be friends anymore? It's because they're afraid you're going to move above them. There's always this someone who's superior out of all the other MMD artists. There's always someone superior that's pulling the ropes. I put you in my community, and now they make everyone put them on their page because they want to be in control of it all. They legit want to be in control. They want to they want to call the shots and everything. And so everyone, if you want to become part of my team, you got to put me on your page and then I'll help you. And this is how they move up. I noticed that most of the MMD people don't get loads of views. It's not happening. Some of them do get a nice, decent amount of views, but that's not many. And even the big artists with thousands, 50-something thousand, they're only getting a couple hundred or so views on a regular basis. Like their videos aren't going much past that. They do have some videos that do reach in the thousands, but most of them don't. And how they became big, it's because they build up their community. They have them put you on a page. What happens is they'll go around to random YouTubers. They'll put like a heart or something on their page, and they'll use a clickbait image of some kind that shows a girl or something, like a character, and people will like that image and they'll click on it and they'll add them. That's what they're doing. And so they're no different than the bots going around. Legit, they're doing the same thing. That's why their videos aren't getting many views, but yet their community is big. Yeah, something's wrong there. That's because they're literally stealing members, off of people's other YouTubers. They're going around and then they'll promote themselves like, okay. But anyways, let's just continue this, okay? Here we go. The joy of MMD should be self-gratifying. I agree with this all the way. This is all it should be, guys. Legit, right here. The joy of MMD should be self-gratifying. But you didn't make a model, so I disagree with this part. That you made a model? No. Not in MMD, you didn't. You made a model clothing staged to the best of your ability. Now, stages, yeah. You can put stuff together on there. So, but anyways, I'm going to continue reading now. It doesn't matter what if someone claims your work is their own. Actually, it does if it is your work. Both of you and they know that it's not true. Your satisfaction should be that your design is desired. They have to forever live with a lie. No, it's called copyright infringement, and it takes away from their target audience. Even if not everyone knows who that artist is. See, that's the thing. There are people that make stuff and everyone goes, ooh, ah, because it looks so nice. And they don't know who the original artist is. They just know. So no, that is not really right. So this is actually false. This first part is true, though. It should be, self-gratifying. Okay, so I'm going to read the rest. It says, how embarrassing would it be if someone asked them to make something similar or show them the technique and they know they can't? If you are as good as you think you are, people will know your work by its look and style and laugh at the imposter. Imagine if anyone claimed Iron 0129's shoes as their own. Okay, he is semi-right, but, about the imposter. But those that don't know the original artist aren't going to ever get credited because the imposter could deceive someone and everyone would think that's their work. Not everyone knows who the original artist is. I don't go around looking to see who the original is. So I know there's other people like me. So yes, you should always be credited at all times. And, but that's if you're the creator, not the MMD creator, but from whatever software you use, whether it's Blender or whatever, to make your model. If you made it yourself in Blender or a similar software, you can be credited. If somebody got it off of, let's say if you were using a model and you changed something of it and it's not your model, someone else has that same right because it's not your model. If the original owner grants it be. So, let's go here now. If you don't want to share, don't post, keep it to yourself. Don't think you're punishing anyone by writing download down or no download. Just erase it. There are at least 50,000 other MMD artists around the world that are as good or much better than you, actively sharing something very similar. That is very, very true. He nailed it on this. The thing is, why would you do this? Download down. Get rid of the page. It's false advertisement. If the download is down because you don't want to share your work, that's false advertisement. Putting that up and no download? Okay. What is the point of sharing something, which making it look like it's not available, the download isn't available. If you just want to share an image, that's fine. You share an image. But if you're going to put it and show them the assets that come with this model and then put like no download, then you've deceived everyone, making them think there was a download. So anyways, yeah. But if you just want to share pictures of your work, that's fine. You don't, then I can see why they wouldn't put a download for that. But if you're making them think, well, this comes with all the assets and everything, and you're just making it because you're giving everyone the idea that you want to share something, and you're really not. You're teasing them, and you're putting no download available, and showing them why share the assets and what comes with something when it doesn't come with anything. There is nothing. So that is, just what I feel on that. But it's fine. Let's go ahead and continue reading. Many here are not sharing, just posting their work, fishing for compliments, and an endless compulsion for validation. This manifests in perpetual low self-esteem, the excitement of checking social media, and the disappointment of diminishing new requests over time. Okay, this is actually semi-correct and semi-not. The correct part is those that are making everyone think that they have something that's so grand and nice, but not available to anyone. That is bragging rights. I don't know about their self-esteem, but they are definitely bragging. You can create pictures and not want anyone to have it, just look but don't touch. That's fine. But when you go to the extreme and you show everything from your character, this is the best, and you tell them how, and you glorify it, legit glorify it. Why are you doing that in the first place? To show them a couple pictures and be done with it. Don't explain the characters, physics, and all that stuff by putting loads and loads of info when they're not going to need that. They're not, okay, well, this model comes with, let's say this model comes with 72 bones. This model is very unique. And they start going off on like, it's, it's got the perfect shine and glimmer when you use this model. It is just so beautiful. Like when you sit there going on and on about something and you don't share that, then yeah, you're definitely fishing for compliments. So I can understand that. Now, if it's just you're showing a couple pictures and you're not going into detail to try to glorify yourself, then that's fine. You're just sharing pictures. Who cares, right? Here we go. So much of the MMD drama has manifested in these petty ideas. Grow up, enjoy your abilities, share and learn from others. Above all, love yourself. Know you have worth regardless of peer approval, social status, artistic privilege. The approval you seek on the internet can change in an instant and can be devastating. That is very much true, but you can share things, but I wouldn't want to give someone all my secrets, like my secret recipes, for instance. If I make a hot sauce, I'll give them basic. I'll tell people how to make egg rolls, but my secret finisher recipe that makes mine special and different, I'm not giving that out because I want to help people to make it. But as far as the flavor goes, on what exactly I can give them, I can tell them, add some salt, a little bit of maybe some vinegar for certain things. For instance, if you're making hot sauce, I can tell you the basics of on plenty is like salt, vinegar, and whatever else you want to add. Whether you want to do a salsa with tomatoes, it's up to you guys. But I'm not giving like my legit recipe that a lot of people wanted to buy off me in the past. The recipe that has made mine special and its own unique flavor. I will share certain things, but not the finished touches. I can tell you things you can use, and I'm correct on this, for certain things. But my recipe is like my secret recipe. That is my secret recipe. I can tell you guys how to make egg rolls, stuff like that. That's fine. You guys can use whatever you want to flavor it. It's not as big of a deal as, let's say, maybe my hot sauce is. But even with some of my egg rolls, it's kind of special. But I will tell you guys the basics on how to do it. You just got to add your own flavor, It's going to turn out good and taste, have the same crunch. So, but anyways, here we go. But yeah, this is true. Love yourself and all that. The whole thing, there is a lot of drama in this. Grow up and enjoy your abilities. The thing is, though, you should learn from others, but not steal from others. It's okay to share certain things, but things that are absolutely special that you don't want to give out are yours. So I wouldn't go to the extreme as to explain your model into full detail and glorify it if you're not going to share it. But you can share images and just say, this is what I'm created, and show them like the front and back and all. But when you do something that is looking like you're just trying to tease the users, on whatever platform you're using, that's kind of wrong, and it's just boasting. What you're doing is bragging. But, anyways, let's go on with this. It's never too late to seek some professional help. Too many people live in the LBTQ plus, or whatever this is, as well as the CI's community self-harm or worsen when they crave attention and they don't get what they want. This part is actually funny. But, and guys, here's a funny part. Look at all the simps. Look at all the simps coming in. Look at all these simps attacking them. All the simps. Look at all this. Holy. This person, they managed their task. And guys, oh my gosh. Look how ugly this gets. Look at this. Here's a simp right here. I know you're picking a fight, and you're not gonna get one. Read this closely, and right there, they're getting one. I mean, isn't that a simp to say you're not gonna get a... I know you're picking a fight, but you're not gonna get one. And they're gonna sit there and start and go off on this person. So basically, yeah, that person did exactly what they said they're not gonna. Yeah, you're not gonna get one. Oh, but then it continues. But I do want to point out that MMD stuff has put food on my table. Commissions and paid parts got me grocery money with an exclamation point. So they got triggered all the way. And as for finding a real job, the job market sucks where I live. I've been applying for jobs left and right for over a year, but there aren't many openings. Okay, this is the most lame excuse. That's like saying why you became a robber. Okay, if you're gonna use stolen assets, this is all I gotta say. If you're gonna use stuff that you didn't create yourself, and you're getting paid as an MMD artist, and I'm sure this person's probably not creating their own models, because most people don't. They just there's a small portion of people that actually pull that off. You know, they actually use in Blender. I'm not saying like a small portion, like only 5 people. You know, there's probably, I don't know what, maybe 60 to 100 maybe people that can use Blender out of all these at best, maybe. I don't know, but maybe even less than that. I'm not even sure. But I will tell you, it's not going to be a lot. Everyone that's, if you're getting paid for MMD, you're getting food on your table. That's not really legal right there, because MMD is not a legal way to make money at all. If you're saying you've made stuff in Blender now, but you know, because these are not owned by you. Now, if she did make her own models, I do apologize. If she did, then congratulations, but don't use MMD for this. Don't, because that's not legal. That you're not. People do it privately. I'm going to tell you this now. People will do that privately because they don't want to get busted, so they'll put the profile on private. They can still get busted by someone who's undercover. If someone undercover comes in, they're in a lot of trouble. Okay, so this person said, they're quoting this person, said, everyone seems to treat MMD as a job, blood, sweat, and tears. And this person said it's called dedication. Okay, so if I dedicatedly bully you, it's all right because it's dedication, right? No, you can't justify that. Now, what they said about this, people now skirt the founders' concepts looking for financial gain by charging credits, YouTube views, or even real money. Okay, don't all animators 2D, 3D do that? They do something they love, and they get money in return. It's a great investment. Well, hello. Did you model this? Okay, we're talking about people that make stuff. We're not talking about a platform we're not talking about a free platform where you can't even make bones in. So it's not your stuff. All models are not made. The models are not made in MMD. They're made in Blender and everything else. I've already legit looked into this. I've looked this up, and they don't. Yeah, you don't make models in MMD. There is no way to actually make bones for the characters, so the models are made in other software, like Blender. So this person's gonna keep going forever. This person just said you ended his career. Actually, you probably didn't end the guy's career. He came and did what he needed to do and left. Wow. Oh, this is funny. I smell an entitled 5-year-old. Seriously, though. Stop acting so high and mighty. You reek of arrogance and entitlement, and no one wants to touch you with a pole the size of Mars? How does that work out, since a pole is more based on length than mass? And Mars is based on mass because it's a planet. Like, oh my gosh, are you talking about diameters? But anyways, let's ignore that. That's just, more simps coming in. Yeah, these guys are fighting for it, trying to justify it because they don't want to look like they can get in trouble. So they're protecting that. That's what it looks like. Because they legit can get in some serious trouble with copyright. And even if they're basing it on a character, they still can't sell it commercially because it's based on a character. If you make something and it's still based on Miku, you cannot make money commercially. Commercially. They can get tips on certain things if they make it in Blender based off stuff. They can collect like tips, but no, they're not going to make money commercially. Like if people will give you a tip because they like what you did, but you're not really supposed to collect money on you're not supposed to collect money commercially on anything. So they can't use it as a career. It might give them donations and stuff, but that's just they're going to get little bits at a time. I don't even know if it's even worth it at this point, but you're better off just being an artist and selling your artwork. But anyways, this person wasn't really far off from what they said, but I'm going to read it because it looks like we're in a similar mindset, but some of the stuff they say, yeah, but you know how that is. It says, you don't seem to understand that MMD is not something that will get people to a professional level. See, guys, this person's really smart. It's not meant to. I know plenty of artists, even people I've met personally, who started in MMD and moved to more professional programs and have become professional 3D modelers, artists, animators, and so on. MMD was never meant to be a professional grade program, and it's not. It shows that it's not. See right here, it shows that it's not. There are many people who MMD was their first step into the world of 3D art and modeling and moved on to professional grade programs and content when MMD wasn't suiting their needs anymore. It was not meant to be a professional program. Now, this part I disagree with. The need for crediting and rules is that if you put the hours, days, weeks, for some people even months into making a part, model, etc., you want to be credited for your work. How would you feel if somebody stole something you've worked on that you've put the hours and effort into and then just claimed it as their own? Okay, if they're talking about MMD, I completely disagree. If they're talking about Blender, I agree. MMD, you don't create your own, yeah. You create scenes, what it's like a scene maker kind of thing. You put the character models that exist, and you add the movements for the dance and everything else, and that's how it works. But if they're talking about MMD, then I will disagree with that. But yes, you deserve to be credited if you created it yourself. Then yes, you should be credited. But I'm just saying I disagree with the part if they're talking about MMD. Because MMD, you shouldn't claim anything as yours if all you've ever used was MMD and you didn't use modeling software or anything to make your own stuff. If you've used MMD, and people on here, it shows their simps, they compare MMD to Blender. You cannot compare it. It goes, it's free just like Blender is and we can make money. No. How dare you compare MMD to Blender? Blender's way more professional and allows you to make bones, models, and everything. Okay. So they're just going to go on that for... Oh, what are they saying about this? People aren't here to fish for compliments. A lot of people in the MMDC are teenagers and are here because, for a lot of us, it's our only major creative outlet. We aren't all here to make it big in a company or in a studio or anything at all. We're just here because we can be. We can be. Okay, so you must be a mind reader then, so you know why everyone is here. Apparently you're a mind reader because you just spoke for everyone. People aren't here to... No, you don't know that. Until you dig into their brains, you don't know. I don't know why they're here. Okay, let's see. And the comment of MMD artist is extremely rude. We are still artists. Oh my gosh, here comes. Oh my gosh, why'd you turn into a simp? We are still artists one way or another. Would you consider a 3D modeler not an artist or a musician or a poet or somebody who uses an odd medium? Yes, they're still artists. We still own our work regardless of what the program or medium is. We are still artists regardless of our medium. And this is false. You do not own it. The company who you're basing your work on owns the rights. They can take your work down anytime they want. If they don't like the fact that you're using Miku stuff and one day they decide to take that down, your work is gone, buddy. Oh, it's still your work until you start selling it and making profit. No, it don't work that way. It could be yours at home, but once you put it online and claim it as your own, like if it's not based on your own stuff and you're claiming it, like let's say you mod and make a you make Miku, right? You remake Miku. It's the same look, same design, and you're going to claim that as your own. The companies really don't care. They taken down Mario projects on from a guy who was trying to remake Mario 64. You guys probably heard of this. Was trying to make Mario 64 in Unity, and basically it was canceled. It seems like Nintendo does it a lot, but when it comes to Mario, they're protective. When people start putting that stuff on YouTube and showing their stuff, there will be, what is it, cease and desist. They'll basically file a complaint and they'll have it taken down. The whole project will be taken down. So you can't claim, if it's based on a character that you didn't invent and it's based on someone else's and you're claiming it as your own, a company can still get you and take you down, take that project down. It doesn't matter. And the fact that you guys are using copyright music puts you in a whole another world of pain and in getting in trouble. Maybe not the pain part, but you will add the pain, you know, when you find out that you're being sued for tons of money. Anyways, that's all I basically wanted to say. So, where's the person that said that thing, though? I want to find what they said. Oh my gosh, where's that one thing that they said? Hold on, let me try to find it. Somebody said something, and he was definitely triggered. One second. Wow. This is, look at this community, guys. That is just crazy. Read DeviantArt's copyright policy and how it treats art theft. Okay, if you're gonna call it art theft, though, if you're gonna call it art theft, you better go to the company and tell them why you're trying to file art theft on someone. Because obviously, the art theft is on your end if you're remaking a character that already exists. You're making money on that. The company wants your work taken down at any time. They can take it down. I assure you. Wow. They're just bad-mouthing this person. What was I looking for? You're not an artist, are you? If you were, you would understand how it feels to have your work stolen. Make something, get it nicked, and then get back to us. Okay, yeah, sure. I'm sure that they do regular artwork, which is fine, but don't consider yourself an MMD artist. There's no such. You can be a Blender. You can be an artist for Blender. You could be an artist for other programs. For instance, I could do a little bit of work in Unity, you know, making stuff, all that. I can make the mountains, sculpt everything, smooth in, add the textures, all that. Though I didn't create the textures, I use textures. That's why I'll never charge for my work, because the stuff I add into it, is models that was created out of Blender. I didn't make it because I can't draw. I can't draw worth crap. Okay, I'm going to say that now. I can't draw at all. So when I have no choice, okay? I use models, but everything's for free, and I don't charge. I just use stuff like when I'm doing like VR chat, of course. I'm going to add some trees or whatever. We'll add whatever here or there if I'm making stuff, because it's available for free for use, as long as we're not selling and trying to get money off it. I won't even collect donations off that stuff. Not off stuff that I donations maybe, but I'm not gonna take anything that's commercial paid that's gonna take away from that artist. Definitely not. But if somebody likes my sceneries, I did, because I do sculpt the mountains myself. I add in all the physics. I add in all the cool stuff, the effects. I add the lighting and all that stuff. I add pretty cool physics into the game. Pretty much I do most customizing things. The only thing I've added a couple items in but it's a private world in my VR chat. I've added a couple items. Not a couple, sorry. It's a couple flashlights and then a barn house kind of thing. I didn't make the barn house, of course. Well, it's more like a shed, sorry. I didn't create that stuff. But I created the whole layout, the terrain, the mountains, the everything else. But I won't collect. If people say they like the shed or whatever I used, which that's free for anyone to use, I'll let them know that's available. I'm not the original artist on that. But anyways, that's about it. So that's all I wanted to say. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys very much. And I really do appreciate all of the support. And remember to subscribe and like and leave a nice comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. And I'm all here to support those that do make stuff and they make it themselves. But if you're an MMD, what you would call artist, the credit goes to the original guys that made those. I'll give you the credit for the scene you set up, for making it look nice. But as for the models and everything, you got to give the original artist the credit. But anyways, I will see you guys next time. Remember, stay up with my channel. Thank you guys very much, and I will see you guys later.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.